Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me this evening. I am so excited to see you guys tonight. I'm trying something a little different. I am streaming live to YouTube instead of just uploading the video from Facebook. So I think I like this better. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it. Hopefully more people will join me so that we have an awesome conversation while we stamp. So you guys know that tonight we are casing the Catty catalog, and we'll tell you that in a few minutes. But before we start that, let me just do a couple of announcements for you guys. And let me share with you, I've been talking to you guys. World Card Making Day is always the first Saturday, I think it is, in October. This year, World Card Making Day is October 1st. This isn't Saturday. And Stampin' Up! Is hosting an event. It's a free event. You don't really have to register, but registration is good. If you register for the event, you will get a free set of iridescent pearl basic jewels embellishment when you register and when you order one of the bundles or stamp sets that will be used on Saturday. So before we begin, I'm going to share with you, there's 3 stamp sets that'll be used on Saturday in creating the projects for World Card Making Day. I physically have 2 of them. The other one's on order, and I don't believe it'll get here in time for Saturday. So we'll see what we'll have to make do. But the first one is Cottage Rose. This was one of those sets that I saw that I absolutely loved. The next set is, this was the Warm Welcome Bundle. This one just arrived today, you guys. I'm so excited. So it just arrived today. And this is, this set will be in the next year's catalog. Okay, so this is a preview of something that's yet to come. So I'm excited to play with this and excited to see what's going to happen here. These are the dies. Like I said, it just came. I haven't had the opportunity to open it and play with it yet. And the third set is the Cottage Wreath set. And this Cottage Wreath, I believe, is in the July to December mini catalog, which is available until the end of December. Okay, so with that, again, don't forget to join me on that one. I am doing a Zoom event. It is invitation only, so you must RSVP to me so that I can get you the link directly so you can join us there. Okay. All right, now to the business at hand for today. You guys, our stamp set that we are casing is Speedy Recovery. Recently, I've had a couple of friends that were sick, and I didn't really have cards available. So I'm like, okay, I need to start getting some get well cards ready and available for when I need them and not just wait. So I decided we're going to case the Speedy Recovery set in the catalog. It is found on page 76. It's item number 159024. And this set is $22, okay? And there's 8 cling stamp sets in the bundle, or in the set. It's not a bundle. I'm going to work on, tonight we are going to create 2 cards. I think this one and this one. And we're going to take some licenses with stuff because, you know, sometimes you don't have everything on hand, but I'm going to make do and see what we can make with this set. So I'm going to start first with this card right here. Now, looking at this card, you guys, this is going to be this is a note card, okay? And so I don't normally have note cards because I don't normally make note cards. So I'm going to make this into a full-blown card, okay? So here's what I'm going to use in order to make that card. I needed a piece of fresh freesia cardstock. going to use and this is a piece that's 4 by 5 1/4, piece of basic white that is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. And I'm going to use tonight, this is the beautifully penned DSP. Okay, this retired. The catalog uses the perfectly penciled DSP, but tonight we're going to use the beautifully penned, and this is a piece that is 4 by 4. Okay, so let's get started in getting this part together. This is the easy part. Okay, and these cards tonight are not going to be very difficult, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to need to do is I'm going to trim this 4 by 4 piece of DSP, and I'm just going to cut it at on a diagonal. Okay. Again, I use this mini trimmer. This mini trimmer was a blessing, you guys, when Stampin' Up! Brought it out for demonstrators. And folks, if you had joined, you were able to purchase this. It was not an item that was available, but this is the most convenient item that I have, okay, that I know of. And so all we're going to do with this is now we're just going to attach this piece of DSP to this the Fresh Freesia 4 by 5 1/4 piece of cardstock. And again, I'm using liquid glue. Liquid glue is my thing. Anybody who knows me knows that I have a hard time lining things up. So I always need that extra time within which to align projects. Okay. And we're just going to line that up. Put that in place, and we're not going to press very hard. We're just going to make sure everything is lined up before we press. There we go. And there we go. Okay. This part is done, y'all. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our main image on a smaller piece of cardstock. I'm going to take this out. I did not put these on blocks ahead of time, which is what I should have done. Perfect. And let me grab a piece of designer, just regular cardstock, I think is what I'm going to use for this one. Perfect. And I think it will fit almost perfectly. So I may not need to even trim it down. Let's see. I'm going to go in with some Memento ink. I believe this is my D block. Yeah. I'm going to stamp it on there and see if I like what I'm getting, the effect. And if I do, I'll tell you what the measurements are. Because this was just a piece of scrap that I had, and so, you know, we don't really want to waste anything. So here's what I'm going to do. Perfect. I think it's going to be great. Yes. But I didn't get a clear impression, so I'm going to stamp it again. And I'm stamping in Tuxedo Black because we're going to use our Stampin' blends to color. I think I just messed up again. I double moved it, I think. I moved it. still don't like that. All right, well, we'll work with that. Let's put this aside, and we're gonna use the blend colors that we're gonna use. We're gonna use Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, Fresh Freesia, and Soft Succulent. Okay. There's my Fresh Freesia. There's my Soft Succulent. I think I have to stamp this again. Sorry, guys. I'm not usually a perfectionist or anything like that, but it is what it is. It was gonna drive me crazy, and so because it was gonna drive me crazy, that means I have to do it over. Everybody have a good day today? I hope so. And then I'm just gonna press a little bit longer just to make sure I have really good transfer. That's much better. All right, so let's see. We've got some, these guys are Fresh Freesia over here. This is Daffodil Delight. Okay, I know where I'm coloring. So, and because these are smaller images, I'm just going to use the bullet tip to color. And there's not going to be much room for shading and highlighting. So this will be fairly simple and fairly quick today. I had a pretty good day today. Yeah. I know I find that I can't really color and talk at the same time. Like, it's not the first time that's happened to me. So there you go with that. I can see that all of the leaves will be in our soft seafoam, a soft succulent, I'm sorry. Again, the spaces are so small and so tiny that we're just going to go right in with the bullet tip for coloring. Now you can color any way that you want. You can use watercolor pencils. You can do whatever you'd like as far as coloring is concerned. But just use the correct ink to make sure that the medium doesn't bleed as well. All righty. Then we have our pale papaya. Excuse me. I think I'm doing this right. Yep. Like so. And then we're going to go in with our Calypso Coral. And get this coloring almost done. No, that's Cajun Craze. See what I just did? That's Cajun Craze. That's what happens when you know your colors. It was a little too dark. Thought I had pulled these earlier. Cinnamon cider. Oh, isn't that a blip? All righty. Well, we're going to change up our colors just a bit. I'm just going to go in now with my Daffodil Delight then. Ah. Can't seem to put my hands on my Calypso Coral blends. Huh. Okay. Daffodil Delight works just as well. And then our heart is, I'm gonna go in with white pumpkin pie. We're in the season, so that's fine. And that's all the coloring we're gonna do. I can't believe I can't find my Calypso Coral. You guys, these are the types of things that drive me nuts. So of course, you know, tomorrow I'm probably going to place an order because when I can't find my things, it drives me absolutely batty. Hey, Kathy, how are you? All right, so our artwork is done. So all we're going to do is we're just going to trim this. And then we're going to start putting our card together. I'm going to trim this down just a tad. Okay. So as we can see, that's what the card looks like from the drawing, from the artist's work. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this together. I'm going to put this, you know me, I like my dimensionals, and I'm going to probably pop it up. I'm going to do a lot of pop-ups. Well, no. I'm not going to pop that one up. Kathy, how was your day today? Are you all excited for World Card Making Day? Are you feeling better? Awesome. All right, here we go. That's about centered, like so. I want to put a little bit of sparkle and shine on my, because I like sparkly things. Don't you like sparkly things? This is a green Wink of Stella pen. I might be not. I don't think that'll be a good idea. All right, just trying to find the Wink of Stella. Good. So glad that you're feeling better. Oh, Michelle's not doing so hot today either. You guys have to take better care of yourselves. All right. Again, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Wink of Stella, add a little bit of shine and sparkle everywhere. Because that's what I like to do. All right, so we've got that. Now the last thing we need to do is we need to get our sentiment. And we're going to stamp our sentiment in soft seafoam. And let's get the sentiment. This one says, Kathy, I might be sending you this card, you and Michelle. I'm here for you. Making sure you guys are getting on the mend. Okay. I'm excited for Saturday too. was hoping more folks would RSVP that I'd be able to do, but I'll probably be joining you on your card making event. Okay. All right. Now that we've stamped our sentiment, we'll trim it off. So. And then like so. Why did I just do that? Hold on. Let me see if this will fit. You know, there is a punch for everything. All right. I love it when I remember things only after the fact, though, right? All right, so here's what we're going to do about this. I trim this off, little tips and tricks, right? And now I'm going to use a piece of Post-it note so that I have a little bit of wiggle room in terms of aligning my stamp set, my punch, or my sentiment. And then, boom. Isn't that perfect? Trick number 1 for tonight. All right. So this is done. And now let me take my little Post-it note off. You've been booking any trips, Cathy? Folks ready to travel yet? All righty. We're going to take our card base, which we've pre-scored, and then just make sure everything is lined up. Like so. And we're going to add, again, if you remember, if you look at the catalog, this card was done on a note card. I really don't have a lot of note card stock for the note cards. I tend to do more actual cards. So tonight we adjusted and we made a card instead of using note card and envelope. We made this into a full A2 size card. All right, then we're going to add this panel to our card front, like so. Now, when I case the catalog, you guys, I don't really do a lot of like my own creations type thing. I just really am casing the catalog as close as possible with what I have on hand. And this also gives you just so you understand that the catalog is good for inspiration as well. Ooh, where's your itinerary going? Where's your group going? I still have to look for a trip from my sister and I. We're definitely trying to go on a cruise for the holiday. We really want to be somewhere for Christmas, on the ocean, on a boat, somewhere. You know, all of her kids are grown. I don't have any kids, so we really don't have a lot of. We don't really go through a lot of the commercial things for the holidays like most people do. And the kids are grown, they have like their own families, their own things. So we're almost always like either Thanksgiving or Christmas. My sister and I just tend to go somewhere. All righty. Let's grab some dimensionals. I just had some and I don't have any idea where I just put them. Isn't that par for my course? Here we go. The mini works well on this. Perfect with your take your pick tool. Like so. And tomorrow, you guys, I don't know if you I'll put the information in there, but tomorrow is the last Friday of the month. And the last Friday of the month, I'm starting to do what's called Finish It Friday. And with Finish It Friday, all that means is that we're gonna just grab, if you've got a project that you've started that you need to finish, just bring it out and we will work on your own. It's no selling per se. That's not the purpose of it. The purpose is really just to finish what you've started. All right, so card number 1 is done, which means we can go ahead and start on card number 2. Now this one looks to be a fun one. This one right here. Oh, I can't wait to get started. All right, so here's what I'm going to use for that one. This is Sahara Sand is the card base. That's what I see. And we went with the neutrals. Guys, I have 2 seasons of neutrals. But I don't have the current neutrals from the DSP pack. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. That's closer. And I'm gonna go with that one. Okay, so what do I see? First off, we're gonna fold and score. This is already folded and scored. This is a A2 card base. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And this card will be in landscape orientation. We're gonna need a piece of designer series paper. I think it looks to be about 3 inches. Let's see. That's 4 1/4. So we're gonna cut this at 3 inches. And we know that the card base is 3 by 5.5. So we need this to be 3, 5.5. That means I just need to trim off a 1/2 inch, right? I think that's about right there. But we can always measure it, make sure. Perfect. Maybe just a tad short, but that's okay. So what's going to end up happening is this guy is going to go right here. What happened? Okay. I trimmed off way too much. So that's what we're going to have here. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with a punch. Oh, and I just got this punch today. Oh, it's okay. Thanks for popping in, Catty. I appreciate it. And this, oh, that might not be big enough. I'm going to go in with a punch that's about a 2 1/4 inch punch. And it's going to be the scalloped punch. Thanks for stopping, Catty. I really appreciate it. Have a good night, and I hope you feel better. And we're just going to make a punch. Like so. Then what I'm going to do I'm going to take a piece of cardstock. We're going to cut that into 3. I wish I had a bigger piece. It should be big enough. So that's going to end up like being like that. Okay. So all righty. What we're going to do now is I punch this. This is a 2-inch. I think I like the idea of this better. So let me just cut this. I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter than 3 inches. Because remember, we cut our DSP at 3 inches. And that's what we're going to use to work with. All right, so I see we have the cup, and the cup is stamped in pale papaya. And there's going to be some fussy cutting that we have to do because we're going to have to create some masks. Yeah. Okay. Might have to re-ink my pale papaya here. Seems like not getting enough ink. And it's re-inked. Yeah, much better. I can see the coverage. So we're going to stamp this guy right here. Oh, that's so splotchy. That's why there's 2 sides to paper. Ooh. Sorry, you guys, I'm trying to make it work. Splotchy. All right, let's start again, and hopefully we have a better outcome. All right, so I'm gonna put this, and I'm just using this to make sure that I have a good understanding of where I should be stamping. So I'm gonna stamp this right here. All right, I think that's the best we're gonna be able to do tonight. And then I'm going to stamp on a piece of Post-it note because that's what's handy. I don't really need for it to be like crystal clear. I just really need to be able to see it so that I can fussy cut around it. Okay, so I can use it as a mask. Let's try to make this as fast as possible. Okay. I'm only fussy cutting the cup. I'm not doing the wreath around it, just the cup, the teacup. Right. Now I'm gonna do is put that right here. Alrighty, and then in the photo, the next thing we have is the vase. And the vase is stamped in soft sea foam. And we want the vase to be in the back or behind of the teacup. Here we go, that's perfect. And so we mask that because the cup is in front and the teacup is behind. And so we're just gonna do that. Okay. Let me take this off. See a little bit that the vase is behind the cup. Then the last thing we're going to stamp is the little tissue box. I'm going to stamp the tissue box in fresh freesia. Oops. And then we're going to cut it out. Perfect. I'm getting a lot of what you call those things today? Seems like I'm rocking my stamp today, but it's a good thing that it's being fussy cut because guess what? We'll cut right or off the shadow. Now, the key to fussy cutting, as I said, we've always said, is moving your non-cutting hand. Now, most people cut with their dominant hand. The scissors is typically in the dominant hand. But not always. So whatever is your non-cutting hand, that is the hand that you use to move so that your fussy cutting is a little bit easier. And more concise and cleaner. Alrighty. Now I think we're gonna get ready and start assembling. Sorry, I didn't realize I was out of frame there. I'm gonna start assembling our card. What we have is something that will look like this. Okay. So let's go ahead and add our adhesive. Add our adhesive on here. Wait. Okay. And we're going to line this up. Make sure everything is lined up. Like so. And then we're going to attach our DSP to our card front like so. And we're going to do this with, I want to do it with dimensionals. No, I think I'm just going to put this one flat. I love to use dimensions on most things. I'll probably just leave the dimensions for the sentiment. We'll attach this to here like so. Make sure that's all aligned properly. Outstanding. Trim this off. Sometimes it's easier to just make it a little bit longer and then trim your excess than to trim too much off and then you have a problem. Okay. And I put enough adhesive where it needs to be. I might have to add a little bit more. Like so. That down. All right, then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add our little tissue box. And then our sentiment will be the last thing that we add. Quick cards for you guys tonight, featuring the Speedy Recovery stamp set, found on page 76 of the annual catalog. If you need perfect for get wells, if you have that friend that is sick and need a bit of cheering up, this would be a good card for you to send to them. All right, the last thing we're going to add is our sentiment, and this sentiment is going to say, sending well wishes your way. Okay. I know I didn't bring all my blocks out. Didn't think I would need them. All right, and we are going to stamp that in fresh freesia. Grab my VersaFine Clear. Stamp my sentiment. Okay. Perfect. I'm gonna trim my sentiment. Actually, I'm gonna use one of my punches. Story label punch. Let's see how that'll work with this one. That's what I'm going to use, or at least I think I am. No, it's way too big. All right, so I'm just going to trim this. That's what happens when you don't, when you're actually stamping on the fly. You got to go with the flow and what feels right, what works well, and that's what you do. And I'm stamping on the fly, y'all. And trim this end just a little bit. Trim that in. That's about there. Let's trim this just a little bit more. Perfect. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to butterfly or banner. So a couple ways that you can do the banner, guys. And I'm going to do one on each end. You can snip, find the center. Well, no, I'm going to do it the same way. And there we've got that bannered. Again, fold it again. Oops. Fold it like so. And then go corner to corner and snip. And we have I'm not a neat stamper, can you tell? I am not a neat stamper. I try to clean it up at the end, but yeah, no, I don't quite fall into that clean as you go mode. Okay. And then we're gonna put this guy right here so that he intersects here like so. We don't want to hide it completely, and make sure that this is even. We don't press anything down until we're sure it's even. There you go. Last thing I would do is I would add some embellishments, but the artist did not add any embellishments, so I'm not going to embellish on camera. I'll do my embellishment at the end. So there you have it, folks. We have cased the catalog, page 76. And here is our version of this card. This one right here. And then here's our version of this card. Awesome. So thank you guys again for joining. Hey, again, don't forget, tomorrow is Finish It Friday. If there's anything that you, projects that you need to finish, come on and join us. It is definitely a time just for stamping and being creative. To join us. We've got in October, we have got, what do we have in October? We've got our first bingo game, you guys. I will post more information. I'm going to post these cards and this video to my blog. So join me over there. You'll find all of the measurements for everything that I used to make the card, and some more information about what we've got going on over at Sweet Signature Stamping. You guys, thanks for joining me. Thanks for spending an hour, almost an hour with me today. I will see you next week. I will post what we're going to case next time. I'm going to probably head more into the holidays because holidays are coming and we need more I need my holiday cards to get started. So I'm probably going to start doing more holiday themed cards. On that note, you guys, thank you so much for joining me this evening. Stay safe, happy stamping, and God bless.